Hi everybody, it's Adam Bushnell, the author. Thank you so much for joining me on my YouTube channel today. Fantastic to see you all here. And today is a happy day. It is a happy day because it's a new book day. Da, da, da. So, published by the wonderful people at Bloomsbury, I've just had sent my author copies of 100 ideas for primary teachers all about writing. I'm pretty sure I can get hold of some more of these. So if anybody would like some signed copies, then I can get those to you. Just drop me an email or give me a shout via the YouTube channel as usual. Happy new book day, everybody. Anyway, it's also a happy day because I've got some amazing things to show you. This, first of all, has been sent to me by Louis, Frankie and Georgie from Durham. And during a science experiment while they've been at school, they made a dragon boat inspired by our dragons that we did earlier last week. Now, next, I've got lots of work here from St. Godric's in Durham. Over here, Frankie Jenkins has created this dragon here. He's also created his handsome hero, who is named Frankie and has a super fast ostrich that goes with him. And then Georgie has got this terrible creature here. I think it's crying blood. How horrific is that? And then Louis, a future darts player, everybody, watch out for that name, has created this creature here. Then Christopher has created a character called Prince Ross. Christopher has then created a hero character with a sidekick who looks like this. Christopher has then created a two-headed monstrous beast that looks like this. And then finally written a whole story which looks like this. Amazing work. Well done, you. And then Bosco has been very busy. This is his creature that he's created there. Bosco has then got a hero who can turn invisible, who looks like that. And this is the king of the world, another one of Bosco's characters. Fabulous stuff. And then Esther has got a creature that is called Lightning Shooter. Ba, ba, ba. Good job to you, Esther. Well done. Hannah has created this crazy creature. Love that. Then Eleanor has created her creature, which looks like this. And then Finley has created Bone Cruncher. Or is it Crusher? Bone Crusher. That's exactly right. Fabulous. I love that. And then Maisie has got God Anubis II. How cool is that? An Egyptian-looking creature, if ever I saw one. Seth has got a fire gorgant, which looks pretty awesome. Look at all those eyes. And then Ivy has got a peacock feathered creature, which looks like this. I love that. And then we have Freya and Kate from Bose Hutchinson School. They have created giants based on part one of the story that we had on Tuesday. Look at that giant. He looks amazing, much better than my picture. And here's the other one that they drew as well. Look at that. Terrifying. I love it. Jacob from Peterlee thought the giant might look like this. I love that. That's pretty cool. And then we have from Etherley Lane Primary School, Bishop Auckland, we have got our collage giant. Amazing job. Well done to all of you at Etherley Lane. That made my day receiving that. I absolutely love it. Now, Rebecca Gresswell has written an acrostic poem about what it's like being in lockdown. I think a lot of us are going to be able to relate to this. It goes, living my life in lockdown, octopus juggling our lives, cooking up a storm, birthday cake, bread and bolognese, kites gliding through the beautiful blue sky, dancing with my friends on Zoom, odd times feeling bored, happy and sad. Working out with Joe Wicks. Whoop, whoop. News invading our homes. Living my life in lockdown. Ice cream days. Friends. Missing them every day. And keeping us apart to stay safe. That's absolutely beautiful, Rebecca. I completely love it. Well done to you, and well done to everybody that has sent me all of their work. I love receiving it. It has been amazing. However, it is half term next week, so there'll be no broadcasting on this YouTube channel. And after the half term holidays, I have been asked to work with some local Year 6 children to help them with their writing and help them to get to greater depth writing. So unfortunately, this will be the last live broadcast for a little while. But in my spare time and over half term, I am going to be uploading some videos to the YouTube channel so you can just listen to the stories. It won't be as interactive as this, but hopefully you will enjoy yourselves listening to the stories. And speaking of stories, we need part 2 of our giant story. So if you'll remember, a boy fell in love with the giant's youngest daughter. He had to do 3 tasks and he completed them with a bit of help from her. And as soon as he completed the tasks, he was allowed to marry the giant's daughter. I said I would tell you what happened next in part 2 of The Giant's Daughter. And what happened next was this. The boy and the girl walked off and they lived happily ever after. But is that the end? Of course it's not. What we're talking about today is what happened to the giant after his daughter had left with the boy. And what happened was the giant became heartbroken. He couldn't bear that his daughter had been taken away from him. He couldn't bear that this boy had tricked him. He gave 3 tasks, 3 impossible tasks. How could this boy have possibly have completed them? And now his youngest daughter was gone. He was heartbroken. He felt his heart in his chest, twisting and turning this way and that, and he became so sad that the giant decided that he didn't want his heart anymore. And so he opened up his chest. He pulled out his own heart and he squeezed it and he squashed it until it was just a tiny shape. But what to do with a giant's heart that had been squeezed, squashed and compressed? Well, the giant decided to hide it inside that golden egg that the boy had fetched for him. And then he hid the golden egg far, far away. But a giant without a heart is a terrible thing. A giant without a heart has no conscience. A giant without a heart wreaks havoc upon the land, and that's exactly what the giant did. This heartless giant stomped across the land and squashed buildings and knocked over towers and wrecked farms, and if he saw people, he ate them all up. A giant without a heart is a crazed creature. Now the king who ruled this land ordered that an entire army be assembled to capture this giant. Many lives were lost, but eventually the giant was in chains, and this giant was taken to the palace of the king and locked in the deepest, darkest dungeon. And there he remained for many years, a heartless giant chained in the dungeon of a castle. Now, there were all kinds of stories about this heartless giant that went across the land and reached many ears, including the ears of the king's own son, the prince. Now, the prince heard that there was a heartless giant living in his own palace. He had to see this heartless giant for himself. And so, one night, one dark and misty night, the prince went sneaking into his father's bedroom, and he sneaked over to a little box that held the key, that held the chains, that held the giant. The boy stole the key. The boy went down into the dungeon, and there the giant was breathing loudly. In and out he breathed, in and then out, and the boy whispered in the darkness, "Are you really a heartless giant?" The giant boomed, "Indeed I am, but I have learned my lesson. If only somebody would set me free, I promise I would be a good giant." Boo, hoo, hoo. Well, the boy said, "Well, I've got the key. Maybe I could set you free." "Yes, please," said the giant. Well, the boy stepped forward and he unlocked the padlock that held the chains, which tumbled to the floor. "I'm free!" bellowed the giant, and the giant smashed a hole through the walls, climbed up to the ground level of the palace, kicked his way out, and stomped across the land. Of course, the king and all the guards and everybody in the palace, they heard the giant escape, and the king was screaming, "Who has rescued this giant? Only a madman would free a heartless giant. Who has done this?" The The prince watched. He watched from his bedroom window and saw the terrible damage the Heartless Giant was inflicting across the land. The boy felt terrible. Only a madman would release a Heartless Giant into the world. Only a madman. The boy felt so bad that he went and collected a horse from the stables. He jumped on the back of the horse and he galloped off, chasing after the giant. He didn't know what he would do when he caught up with him. He just knew that he felt responsible. And so mile after mile was covered on the horse's back. Hour after hour went by, but there was no catching the giant. The boy could see which way he'd gone. The path of destruction was awful and terrible and just the worst thing he'd ever seen in his whole entire life. But he couldn't keep up. The horse was starting to slow. Day after day, they chased after that giant. But they took with them no food and no drink. And eventually, the horse collapsed, exhausted, on the floor, dead. The boy slumped off the horse's back. He thought he would die himself. He closed his eyes and felt the hunger and the pain. And when he opened his eyes, he saw something even worse than hunger and pain. He saw a huge grey wolf with yellow slitted eyes. And the wolf stared at the boy and the wolf said, "Can I eat your horse?" The boy said, "Of course you can. My horse is dead anyway, and you look like skin and bone. You need a good meal, and if you want, you can eat me afterwards. I'm not long for this world anyway." The wolf said, "I'll eat your horse, and then I'll see how I feel." So the wolf ate the horse, and all that was left of it was mere bones, bleached white and licked clean. And the boy said, "Will you eat me now as well then?" And the wolf said, "Certainly not. You've saved my life. I'll take you to wherever you want to go. I'm in your debt. Climb onto my back." The boy lumbered up onto the back of the wolf and grabbed its thick grey matted fur. The wolf looked up and said, "Where to?" He said, "I'm trying to find the giant with no heart. Do you know where he lives?" The wolf said, "I know many things. Follow." And off the wolf went, racing across the land with the boy riding on his back. They went mile after mile after mile until they arrived in the deepest, darkest forest the boy had ever seen. Now the prince didn't know this, but this was the same forest where the golden egg had been fetched. And just beyond that tall tree that used to hold the golden egg, was the giant's cottage, where he wanted to be alone. When they arrived there, the boy slipped off the wolf's back. The wolf padded slowly away into the forest, but called over his shoulder, "If ever you need me, just call me by my name, Grey Wolf, and I shall be there." The wolf was gone. The boy walked up to the house. The boy prince knocked. The Heartless Giant, flung open the door and said, "Who disturbs my rest?" "It's me," said the prince. "I'm the one that set you free." "What do you want?" "I'm not welcome at my palace anymore. They threw me out, so I came to find you. There's no place for me in this world, so maybe I can live with you. I can be your servant, I can be your slave. I can do whatever you want me to do." "Sounds like a plan," said the giant. "But if ever you get annoying, I'm going to eat you. All right?" The boy said, "Fair enough." The boy went into the place and he saw it was filthy. Spiderweb strands as thick as your arm were hanging from the wall, and dust covered the floor, so the boy started to get to work straight away. He cleaned and he swept and he tidied, and then he joined the giant for a fine, sumptuous feast, which of course the boy prince made for them both. The boy's belly was full. The giant's belly was full. The giant relaxed in his chair and said, "Rub my feet." The boy gave the giant a foot massage. It was a terrible, horrible thing. The feet were exactly as I described them on Tuesday. They were vast, great big things with blue veins that crisscrossed this way and that way all over. Yellow, gnarled, cracked toenails were sticking out in every direction, and a clear, shimmering mist rose from each foot, which the boy rubbed on. The giant decided that he could get used to this. And so the next day, the giant woke early and said, "I'm off to go and get some supplies and terrorize the land. Keep cleaning this house. Fix us my dinner. I'll let you have a few scraps and then you can rub my feet again." And so the boy and the giant found that this was the routine they fell into. The giant went off destroying things during the day. The boy was busy cleaning. And on a night, they sat down and ate a meal together, and then the boy rubbed the giant's feet. Now, the giant was getting used to this boy being around, and, well, he started to trust him. And so the boy started to ask questions. The boy started to ask more personal questions, and one night he even dared to say, "So if you're a giant with no heart, where do you keep your heart if not in your chest?" The giant said, "Bah! Even if I told you, you'd never find it." "Well, you might as well tell me then," said the boy. "Huh, all right then, I will tell you. My heart is far from here at the top of a mountain. And on the mountain, there is a lake. In the middle of the lake, there is an island. On the island, there is a church. In the church, there is a well. Down the well, there is a duck. And hidden inside that duck is my heart inside of a golden egg. Ha! You'll never find it, even if you wanted to. Rub my feet." Well, the boy carried on rubbing the feet, and the giant went to sleep. The boy didn't sleep that night, though. This boy prince sat and thought and thought and thought again as to where he would find the giant's heart. And in the morning, when the giant went off to go and cause death and destruction once more, the boy waited till his booming footsteps were just a distant whisper in the darkness. And then the boy went outside and called out, "Grey Wolf, are you there?" Yellow eyes appeared in the gloomy darkness of the forest, and Grey Wolf padded forward towards the boy. The boy said, I need to be taken somewhere." "Where to?" "Climb on board," said Grey Wolf. So the boy jumped on Grey Wolf's back and said, "I need you to go and find a mountain that has a lake at the top where there's an island, and on the island there's a church, and in the church there's a well, and down the well there's a duck with a golden egg. Do you know where to go?" The wolf said, "Certainly do, let's go." And the wolf started to run. He ran far from that place until they arrived at the mountain. Then they climbed the mountain, they swam the lake, they walked over the island, they walked into the church, and there the boy, he saw the well. He pulled up the bucket. Inside was the duck. He squeezed the duck, and out popped the golden egg. The boy took the egg, jumped on the back of the wolf, and they made their way back to the forest to wait for the giant's return. Grey Wolf turned round to the boy and said, "Call me if you need me. Bye for now." And so the wolf padded away again. The boy stood outside with the egg hidden in his pocket. When the giant arrived, the giant said, "What you doing outside the house? Get in there and get tidying up." "I will not," said the boy. "You have got to stop destroying things and hurting things and killing things." "Why would I do that? I'm a heartless giant," cried the giant. "Not anymore," the boy said. "I have your heart inside this egg. And do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to smash this egg. I'm going to crush this egg. I'm going to throw this egg on the floor and stand on it. I will break your heart, just like you've broken so many other things." "No, don't do that," said the giant. "Don't break my heart. Please, just give it back to me." "I will only give it back to you if you put it back where it should be." "All right, give us it here." The boy handed the giant the golden egg. The giant opened his chest and cracked the egg so that his heart fell back into place, and then he closed his chest again. "But now I feel all these things. I miss my daughter. I feel heartache. I don't like it," said the giant. "Everybody feels heartache now and again," said the boy. "That's what it's like to be alive. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're sad, but everything changes." The giant, he nodded. He looked at the boy and he agreed with him. It was better to have a heart that sometimes hurt than have no heart at all. I hope you like that story, everybody. I enjoyed telling it. And do you know what? There's an important message in there. Everything does change. And we are all on lockdown at the moment. And that's why I've done 19 live broadcasts on this YouTube channel. It is because I'm hoping to help you at home and give you some sort of entertainment and things to do. I hope that you have enjoyed the live storytelling. Hopefully lockdown won't last too much longer. I am going to be in schools, as I say, after half term. So I will keep broadcasting on the channel. I hope you keep on watching, and I really appreciate all of your support over these last few weeks. Now, do have a few shout outs to do. Firstly, to Finley and his brother Rowan. Hello to you two, stay awesome. To Bose Hutchinson and to Cutherston Schools. Hello to all my friends there. Double waves to you. Hello to Erin and Ruben. Stay legendary, the pair of you. Hello also to Spit and Polish Wiggy. Stay awesome, my friend. Hello to Ethery Lane Primary School in Bishop Auckland. You guys stay awesome. Not seen you for ages. Hopefully I will do again after this lockdown. Hello as well to the Robinson family. Thank you for your continued support. And a huge, great big thank you to Lucy and Anna Ayres, who put this thank you card through the door to say thank you for all the YouTube broadcasts. It's touched my heart. Thank you so much. This is going to On the Fridge. Pride of place, people. And thank you to absolutely everybody, as I say, for supporting this YouTube channel. I hope you continue to support it. I will continue to do shout outs, etc., etc. Remember to keep drawing dragons, keep drawing monsters and giants, etc., etc. I really appreciate all of your support over this difficult time. So, Liz Million's YouTube channel still has some videos on. Don't forget to hop over to that. I will be uploading the last chapter of Quests and Epica tomorrow. Chapter 20 will be uploaded on the YouTube channel. And then, as I say, after half term, I will be uploading more stories to keep you entertained. They just won't be live ones. But I am still going to be uploading to the channel. The channel isn't dead. Let's get it out there. Let's recommend it to as many people as you possibly can. I do hope you enjoy it. So, for now, bye from me. Don't forget, get in touch if you want to get the copy of the new book or any of my books. Just get in touch by my website or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or even through the YouTube channel itself. So for now, it is bye from me, and I shall see you next time, everybody. Bye for now. Rah!